Welcome to Bridgeton Investments. So, congratulations to everyone who bought the dip before prior market. Nifty was very up. 1,000. Nifty became Sensex today. Rally of general. Today's Nifty became Sensex today. The daily rally became Sensex. That much gain Nifty got. But very good. I was very tempted to buy BLS International. However, I'm holding my from cash for BLS International because I want earnings. If earnings are good, I will buy no matter what because I believe in this company. I know earnings will be good. However, there is some good sell. There is very bad good selling pressure even with today's rally. There was some selling pressure observed during BLS International. So, however, I am holding my cash. I'm not want to deploy any more capital into BLS International. I'm waiting for good earnings. However, okay, so I'll give a gist about what happened during the India US trade deal. First of all, let me be honest with you. This was not trade deal yet. I'll give you one. Today's bull run shows clearly desperate how desperate market is for any kind of US trade deal. Investor didn't wait for a signed agreement. Just the word trade deal agreed. Just a verbal conversation was enough for Nifty to rally sharply. That alone explained how headline driven the market has become. Here is just reduction. US tariff on Indian goods were reduced from 25 to 18%, which is I think the lowest. Like if I can pull it off, lowest tariff among Indian US trade deal, lowest tariff among Asian countries. I saw the post. I don't know if I can remember that. Okay, I couldn't remember. But generally, what happened? Trust me for what read it. Indian. This was the lowest among, even among lowest among China, Pakistan, Bangladesh, every like even Taiwan, which is a main supplier of United States. Even them, however, trade deal agree India agreed to reduce both tariff and non-tariff on zero to goods to zero. Basically, uh, whatever good US from India it goes to US, it will be priced even higher, and whatever goods US gets to India, it will be priced lower. So I don't know what trade deal is happening here. You are just listening to Modi. I'll go very detailed. I'll go. It is important to remember that the original 25% tariff was imposed because India continued buying Russian oil. India committed to buying over 500 billion worth of US products including agriculture, technology, coal and other commodities. This is a massive commitment lifted trade barriers in favor of US. Okay, so whatever the US has attacked Venezuela for, the same thing now US is selling India to. Now we have got cheaper oil, cheaper energy, cheaper technology than Russia. Now you can take our goods as well. This is very important, very important. Now coming to the main topic. India agreed to stop buying Russian oil and shift purchases to the US and Venezuela. Like I said earlier, didn't I say this? Didn't I say this? I clearly mentioned it in the previous videos as well. India will eventually fall into the US trap to pressurize, to reduce tariff. I will reduce, Trump will be like, I will reduce your tariff. I will reduce your tariff if you purchase my oil from Venezuela. I'll give you tariff completely lesser tariff. India would eventually be pressurized by the US to buy Venezuela, and it is clearly playing out. Trump claimed this move will help use Russian. I'm skipping this. Now, this is the main part I needed to focus. Okay, Russia is India's largest trading partner and a critical defense supplier. Russia supported India during Operation Sindhu and abruptly moving away from Russian oil with long strained relation. I am sure you Russia, Putin, no one will be happy. Moscow wouldn't be happy when they read this news. The US will India will stop buying Russian oil just because Trump said so. This is bringing a close relationship. India has one of the biggest close relationship with Russia, and now they are diminishing that. They are diminishing that. They're diminishing that. That's like very bad coming from India to cancel out your long-standing trading partner just to listen to Trump. And if imagine if China had the same, if same thing US told to China, would China agree to this? No, no, China wouldn't agree to this. You know, the country which helped you during Operation Sindoor, given you quality defense art products, and even currently the deal for S500 is also going on. How can you even think about during this deal time to say I'm not going to buy from Russia? That doesn't make any zero sense to me. You basically there's no negotiation, no trade deal happened here. Even there's no trade deal agreed yet. It's agreed. There's no trade deal. It's one-sided. Just Trump just said yes, yes. Modi just said yes, yes, yes to every whatever Trump said. From deal, this feels like now for there's no visible benefit for Indian export, especially temporary tariff relief. It appears like more India accepted users term rather than pushing for a balanced agreement. Government seemed to agree to Trump's demand without exaggerating meaningful concession. This shift will not only impact trade tariff. Russian oil was purchased at deep discount, where now Russian oil and Venezuela oil is significantly cheaper. Yes, I said that now we will get more cheaper oil than Russia. However, Reliance rally was today no longer, benefited. Yeah, if Reliance is getting cheaper oil of Venezuela, then I can suggest that this rally is beneficial for Reliance. However, however, they have to start playing from again. Lukoil and Rosneft, like I said mentioned earlier, was two of the biggest Reliance suppliers. Now they have to renegotiate terms with Venezuelan companies, oil companies, or US companies, with Trump in the between. That too with US dollars. That too with US dollar, considering how expensive US dollar is right now. They have to deal with that. They have to deal with that in that currency, plus they have to renegotiate with uh, Venezuela oil to get it cheaper than, and now benefit is more for the US here, not for the India here. Now India can't sell rush oil at buy oil at a cheaper and sell it in a more to European countries. India cannot do that now because they're buying at in US dollars. They cannot get margin. Even if they're doing, margin is slightly more, and if margin is will be smaller, and if they are increasing the price of the if they are buying the Reliance oil, refining it Venezuela oil, refining it in their own factory in Reliance and selling it at more price compared to the what for the sake of earning bit profit, no one would buy it. I'll say I much rather buy it from Venezuela or US. Now they're dealing in US dollars as well. They were dealing it now in US dollars as well. Okay, so that is what I want you to face with US dollars as well. So this is what I find it very irritating, that there's no trade deal happened yet. That yet market was no rally to get this justification to be in such a good bull run. This shift will impact India's trade balance. Russia's purchase at deep discount, while is more significant, uh, more expensive, especially with a weak USD INR exchange rate. This will increase import cost and pressure inflation. But credits due today, Indian pharma companies, IT company got very good rally today. Marks and Pharma did very good. Uh, Considering how much of the market share is in the US, it is a very good deal for Marks Pharma. But this may play out in next quarter. We have to see when the trade deal is agreed, because there are so much things happens behind the scene. So let's see what happens. Uh, this earnings, not this earnings, they're reporting earnings around tomorrow. I'll make a preview on Marksans Pharma earnings as well. Maybe I'll not, because I'll just present Dr. Reddy's earnings, and I'll just present you that. So I much rather present Marksans Pharma earnings as well when earnings come out. So that is what the trade deal is. What I feel, nobody, majority benefit is to the US. India is surely being slave to the US. India is surely being slave to the US. That is what I can feel here. They are cutting their ties with Russia, and Modi listening to Trump to stop buying Russian oil, and his poor uh, bad. Very funny. This is just like how Modi danced in front of Trump in Epstein files. So similar to that. Yeah. So that's it for me today. Please like the video, subscribe, and return to our video. Bye.